Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of EPL preview. It is match week 28. Tonight we have 10 more matches to discuss starting tomorrow morning, going till Monday afternoon. It's another week in the EPL. Of course, you know that there was a break for the FA Cup last week, so it's been a little while since we have some English Premier League content, but we are back again, people, with some more content for you. You know, once the Arsenal jersey is on, you know what time it is, people. So yes, not that much in terms of a title race to speak of. Obviously, Liverpool still with a 13-point gap above Arsenal. So barring a minor miracle, I think this season is pretty much over. But there's a lot of subplots and things to talk about, definitely, as we enter the end of the season. Relegation still looking probably more likely that the three teams that came up from the championship will be going right back down. But you know, it's a little tighter than the race at the top. But there is a lot of intrigue as far as the top four/top five, because I think the coefficient, but you know, England didn't do themselves any favors in the European competitions. We'll talk about that before we get into the week. But yeah, as you enter, people, you don't know the drill. Like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Big up to each and every one of you that tune in. We're building a nice following as far as the EPL content is concerned. You know, of course, here at Gooner TV, we bring you the EPL content. We also discuss Jamaican football as well, whether it's the national teams, club teams, basically just a football space where you know that you're going to get some proper breakdowns of the action. Actually, people, I'm looking up at the screen because I realize that they're showing a replay of the Inter Miami versus Cavalier game. So I'm just looking at it again. Not really watching that keenly because, of course, I'm doing the show, but it's on. It's on in the background. Waiting to see some of these opportunities in the first half Cavalier got. Yeah, so bless up Nitro. Big up. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Float management up full, my brother. Big up yourself every time, bro. Gunners, yeah. Well, we're gonna see Nitro. We have United, so we're definitely going to discuss that game tonight for sure. But what I want to do the first, people, you know, there was a lot of football that has been played since we last been on the air. So since we're back, I wanted to just refresh everybody on what's going on. So, of course, you know, the weekend there was the FA Cup. These are the teams that basically got through. Let me see. All right. So Preston and Aston Villa is one quarterfinal. Bournemouth and Man City. Fulham and Crystal Palace, and Brighton and Forest. So some good teams, good matchups. Aston Villa, of course, on paper looking like they got the best of the lot, taking on a championship side in Preston. But the team of the week is right here, people, according to SofaScore. Nico O'Reilly, the player that stands out to me, played at left back for Man City, popping up with two-headed goals in their big win over Plymouth. Yeah, he played well. De Bruyne had a good day as well. As you can see, Asensio getting both goals for Villa. So, quarterfinals looking interesting, people. At first glance, and these are going to be the end of this month, so a little bit of time before these games. But yeah, on paper, I would say I'll have to go with Aston Villa. Bournemouth having the home tie could make the difference for them, you know. I'm going to say Bournemouth get to a semi-final, you know. Yeah, man, knock out City. City now win the trophy this year. Sorry. Fulham, Crystal Palace. Mateta should be back by the end of March. But Fulham, it's a tough one to call, people. That look penalty-ish. I'm going to say Crystal Palace. And Brighton and Forest. I think this season, Forest might all deserve that trip to Wembley. You know, them deserve something out of this season what them having. So, just for that reason, I'm gonna say Forest. So Forest, Palace, Bournemouth, and Villa, who I would see in the semi-finals. Yeah, that's what I would say. So, of course, during the week, there was Champions League that was played. So let's take a look at the Champions League matchups that happened in the round of 16. So, as you can see there, Arsenal over PSV 7-1, Real Madrid over Atletico 2-1, PSG somehow losing the game to Liverpool 1-0 after threatening all game, but Alisson top-notch goalkeeping and good defending overall for the most part in the final action because they didn't play well in midfield defensively, I thought. Aston Villa 3-1 over Club Brugge. That game was a tight one, but Villa in the end, 2 goals to the good going back to Villa Park looking good. Benfica lost 1-0 to Barcelona, 10-man Barcelona, in fact, for a long portion of the game. But Rafinha again popped up with the goal. He's having a dream season for Barcelona. Dortmund and Lille tied up at 1-1. So they go back to France with that one poised. Bayern with a big statement win over Leverkusen at home 3-0. And Inter in the Netherlands over Feyenoord 2-0 going into the second leg. So that is the matchups. I think ones to watch for me. That Liverpool PSG second leg going to be intriguing. I know PSG looked really good, but I just fear for them at Anfield. I don't know if it will be the same. But if they can play how they played in the first leg, they're definitely still in it. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid always goes down to the wire, so I wouldn't expect any different in this one. Of course, Bellingham was suspended for the first leg. He'll be back for the second leg. I wonder if that is the difference that they might need, but never rule out Atletico Madrid at all. I think Barcelona will take care of Benfica at home. Lille and Dortmund is a tough one. Tough one to call. Lille and Dortmund, but I'm going to say Lille pull it off at home, so Lille get through. I think Bayern is good at 3-0. I don't see them losing by a 3-goal margin. So I think they're through, and Inter will take care of business in Italy too. So yeah, I think the ties up in the air for me are PSG, Liverpool, and Real Madrid, Atletico. I think all the other games I would really feel strongly about one or the other. I think Dortmund Lille is a toss up as well, but I'm going for Lille. So those are the games next week. Should be interesting. As I said, the Madrid derby should be great, as well as the PSG Liverpool second leg. I think those to me would be my picks of the second round or the second leg, and definitely will be keeping an eye on the Dortmund Lille match because I think that one can go either way. All right, so that is basically what happened in the Champions League, Europa League, what we had going on in the Europa. This is where the English coefficient took a hit because Tottenham lost 1-0 to AZ Alkmaar. Terrible result for them. Frankfurt beat Ajax in Amsterdam 2-1. Bodo Glimt 3-0 over Olympiacos. Big result for them. Lazio over Polzin 2-1. Rangers mashing up Mourinho over in Turkey. 3-1 Fenerbahce. 3-1 Rangers over Fenerbahce going back to Scotland for the second leg. Athletic Club fell to Roma from a late goal, 2-1, but they are going back to the Basque country to try to turn that one around in the second leg. Lyon over Steaua Bucharest, 3-1, and Man United got a draw in San Sebastian, 1-1 against Real Sociedad. So that was the roundup of the Europa League. These games will happen next Thursday for the second leg. Should be interesting. See if Spurs and United can get through for the English coefficient. And then Conference League. Don't know many of these teams in here, to be honest with you guys, people. But we do have Chelsea in the competition. So let's see. Chelsea did win 2-1 over Copenhagen. It was a tough match, but they did get through that first leg with a victory going back to Stamford Bridge next week. But another good matchup in this one, I actually watched this game, was Betis and Victoria 2-2. That should be an interesting second leg because that was a very entertaining game. Also, Panathinaikos and Fiorentina had a good match in Greece. So that should be a nice second leg as well. So football all around, people, always being played. We love it. We love to see it. Try to find players, track the players. But that's what happened in the continental tournaments that happened during the week. So now it's time to get down to business of the EPL. All right, people. So we say Son say Messi not coming to JA. Yo, Son last night was so surprised about how Cavaliers was playing, bro. We say now forward. Well, it's a minutes restriction. You know. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Up full, up full. Only City left who has ever won the FA Cup. Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be a new winner. Need this PSG. CK want the end of Liverpool in the Champions League. Big up in a CK. Yeah, man. Bless. Bless up Chile. Bless up Chile. Yeah, man. We're there. Up Jamrock. Go on. Red Skull, you know. Only one skull and a red skull. Chelsea and Spurs out. If I never feel Aguero going City, I would be a Tottenham fan and I would have mental issues now. Jano, talk about getting saved, bro. You should be happy. Dane Richards used to play for Bodo Glimt. Mad. I didn't know that. I just remember him from Red Bulls, you know? Good tackle, boy. Blessings, Duke. Go on. All right. Can't get no wife for the day. That's the plan. All right. So let's get right into the injury news and latest from the pressers. So let's see. All right, people. So smash that like button, people. Smash up that like button. If you're new to the channel, you like football content, you definitely will like this channel. So consider dropping a subscription and get involved in the conversation, people. All right, so let me get on the screen for you now the latest news injury-wise. So Eddie Howe confirms Batman to undergo surgery. This guy cannot catch a break when it comes down to injuries. Sven Batman was definitely out of the team for a long period for the last 2 seasons. Full of potential, still young, but not looking like his career is going the right way in terms of injuries. Pastor Kaglu hopeful, Solanke nothing too serious. So this is something that could affect me in terms of fantasy. I do have him in the draft leagues that I'm in, so let me check up on this news. So Pastor Kaglu, latest after the Alkmaar game, you know, he did come off the bench and had to come back off right away. So it was a bit of a worry. I think he only lasted he lasted what, 20 minutes. But it was a contact injury, so that should be a good thing in terms of it didn't look like it was anything that happened when he was like chasing down a ball or something like that. And basically he's saying that looks like it's just a knock here, which is what I thought. Hopefully nothing too serious. It looks like a knock, but I haven't really seen it. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. So yeah, that really kind of leaves it up in the air in terms of his status for the game. So we'll just have to watch that and see if there's anything listed on the, the FPL app will give you the, the status of the player. So we'll see if there's anything going on with that. I don't know why this thing keep changing now. All right, so let's see. Maresca confirms Fofana and Badiashile available for Leicester. So that's actually big news for Chelsea because I do feel like when they had the good start to the season, one of the reasons was Fofana playing well. And I don't think that they have really replaced what he was bringing to that defensive line since he's been injured. But he has confirmed defenders Fofana and Badiashile are both available to face Leicester City. And he's hopeful Malo Gusto may recover in time for Sunday. Gusto had to leave the game in the Conference League in the first half due to picking up a knock. But they host the Foxes. Obviously, Maresca coming from there, and Fofana as well. Badiashile started the game in Denmark and played the first half on his return from injury before being replaced by Colwill at halftime. He confirmed that the French defenders are both available. Lavia has also stepped up his recovery, but the game will be too soon for him. Still without Jackson Madueke, Guiu, and Anselmino. But West is in training, has been more than 10 days, so he's back and can be involved. So that's good news for them, as I was saying. Nico has started to run outside, which is good, but I don't think there's any change. We are looking at after the international break. So that means, end of the month for Nicholas Jackson. Let's see. And then he goes on to talk about Malo Gusto, saying he's better. He could possibly be available for Sunday's game. So that is decent. Maresca having some options in the defense. So yeah, that's pretty much the injury news from Chelsea. Some good news for them in terms of, like I said, Fofana coming back. I think he's very much a key to them doing anything. Here is some news out of Anfield. It looks like a player that they have really been, I wouldn't say relying on, but a player that has been showing up for them all season finally has a bit of an extended time on the sidelines, and that would be Cody Gakpo. Now, they do have options to replace him. Obviously, we saw Luis Diaz playing his more familiar position in their last matchup against PSG. But yeah, he basically is having an issue with Cody. He has been listed as basically doubtful for the game. So, it's a situation where maybe if the title race is closer, he risks him in a game like this. But with that big point advantage, and obviously knowing that PSG second leg is coming up, and then the Carabao Cup final, as this article is stating, But he said, if I make the choice to play other players, that's because I think that is the biggest chance to win the game tomorrow, and not because I want to rest them for the game against Paris Saint-Germain. So the only way I make a change is because it's only 2 days in between, and then I might feel that playing someone else is a better option because we have many players that are of equal quality. But that then only has to do with us getting a bigger chance of winning the game against Southampton than it has anything to do with Paris Saint-Germain game. A whole bunch of words, but a lie I tell. You're thinking about that game too. Cody Gakpo is a doubt, having traveled to France but not been involved in the squad for the first leg. He didn't train yesterday yet, so let's see if he can train with us today. Again, a close call it will probably be. It's not a long-term injury, but he still had a bit of pain yesterday, so he was not able to train. Let's see where he is today, so I can't give you the answer yet. Conor Bradley, Joe Gomez, and Tyler Morton all dealing with injuries as well. Slot and assistant Spike Hulshaff will not be on the touchline for this game as they complete a 2-match FA ban. It's not ideal, but I've said before, John Heitinga, I have a very good replacement. He did so well at Ajax Amsterdam, and he did really well in his first game in charge as well. So, yeah, that is it. That is it for the Liverpool news. So Cody Gakpo still a doubt, not quite back into full training as yet. That's a big hit for my fantasy team right there. I don't want to spend the extra money or the extra penalty to get another player transferred in, but I might have to because Gakpo is not playing, and That's not really going to help my cause at all. All right, so this is what Glasner had to say ahead of their match with Ipswich. Talking about Mateta, he said Mateta will not be involved when Palace hosts Ipswich on Saturday, nor will midfielder Will Hughes, who is suspended. He said Mateta, he won't play tomorrow, but he's doing well. He's at home and his recovery is going well. Fortunately, he had no fractures nor concussion. It's a huge wound stitch, but healing is going like we expected. He will go with us to Marbella next week, training individually. If everything goes how we expect and wish, he should be available for the Fulham game after the March international break. All right, so a lot of these players will look to come back after the international break. So the players haven't been talking about the tackle or anything. Leaves that to the people like us to talk about it. But yeah, Mateta, good to hear that he's recovering well. That was a pretty gruesome challenge that he got there to the head. So that's very good that he's recovering well and should be back on the field soon. Pep Light is a good coach. English fans just love picking and manage. From being confident against Bayern and Real Madrid a year ago to now being worried against Bournemouth. You see it? Yeah, I'm picking Bournemouth in that game. Every time Liverpool faces a top team, their main key players always injured except PSG. And we see class. They're so lucky this season. Red Skull says it's down to luck. Youth Adam Wharton is class. See why Arteta and Pep wants him, bro. But see, I like a clip package of like 5 minutes when he played the other day. It was a mad piece of play. It was incredible. Seems more going to Real Madrid. Don't. Big up Talawa TV. If you don't know people, this is Talawa TV. Crystal, she has her channel as well. Puts out the content about the reggae boys, reggae girls, and all the Jamaican football news and sports in general as well. So give her a strength. If you don't know, go and give her a subscription and turn on your notifications. Thank you for blessing us with your presence tonight, Talawa TV. You don't know a fellow Gooner as well. All right, so Amarim hopeful Ahmad could play again this season. And I know that's something that the Manchester United fans as well would echo those sentiments. I'm sure that he wants them to, he would want this player back. He was clearly their most dangerous attacking threat while he was healthy. But this is what he said. Ivory Coast International, one of our shining lights this term after winning 3 Player of the Month awards since August, sustained an ankle injury in training ahead of the game at Tottenham in mid-February. He feared the number 16 would not be available again, but the boss delivered a more positive update on the 22-year-old during his press conference to preview Sunday's Premier League encounter with Arsenal. Even Ahmad, we'll see in the end of the last month. I don't want to say anything to you, but I have the hope to have Ahmad before. We'll see. Season end 25th of May. So I guess he's thinking maybe in May he can come back, but I'm sure they wouldn't want to rush him still unless them in the final of a competition or something like that. Which is possible. They're in the Europa League. They're in the, what else I mean? Yeah, they're in the Europa League. So potentially. Yeah. And let's see. Is there anything else that I want to show? No. Last news is about Ake, who is out. We know that already. So let's get right into the fixtures, people. Let's get right into the fixtures. So let me go to my trusty page here. I like using the Premier League website. It's kind of clean and smooth, and I like the stats that they give for each game. It's nice. So let's see what's going on with Nottingham Forest and Manchester City. This will be the kickoff game of the weekend. Of course, the lunchtime kickoff in the UK, morning in the East Coast, and super early morning on the West Coast in the US. But yeah, this will be the first matchup of the week. And these are the stats basically of the two teams in the Premier League. In their history, they've played 11 times, only 2 wins to Nottingham Forest, 5 going the way of City, with 4 drawn games. In their most recent game earlier this season, probably not one of the better turnouts for Nottingham Forest this season, a 3-0 win for Manchester City. Definitely took care of them at home. And this is the form guide for both teams. The previous 5 matches, Man City have 3 wins and 2 losses, and I think Nottingham Forest for the first time this season having a bit of a wobble. Of course, had the terrible result against Bournemouth, but then turned it around with a 7-0 over Brighton, only to lose 2-1 to Fulham, 4-3 to Newcastle, and then of course last week drawing 0-0 with Arsenal at the City ground. So this game, I think City is definitely on the better form. Nottingham Forest, as I said, having probably their first true wobble of the season, only getting 4 points from a possible 15. City, on the other hand, getting 9 from a possible 15, and their 2 losses coming against the first and second place teams in the division currently. Right now, teams are really close in the table, third and fourth. Both have 14 wins, one more draw for Nottingham Forest, though, and that's what makes the difference in that points table. Goals per match, you see, Man City leads that 1.96 to 1.63, but the stingier defense is on the side of Nottingham Forest, 1.2 to 1.37, and Nottingham Forest with a whopping 4 more clean sheets on the season, 11 to 7. Chances created per match, of course, City in front there with about 2.5 per game. 1.78 for Nottingham Forest. 7-0 win, 5-0 loss. The best and worst result on the season. The best result for City, a 6-0 win away to Ipswich, and the worst defeat, that 5-1 loss at the Emirates a couple of weeks back now, or a month ago or so. As you can see, both two of the highest scoring players in the Premier League playing in this match. 20-goal Haaland and 18-goal Chris Wood. Foden with 7 is in third amongst the players in this match, and Elanga leads the assist chart with 8. Savinho on 7, and De Bruyne on 6. And tackles, you see Elliot Anderson, Dominguez, and Kovacic leading those stats. So this one is going to be a good matchup, I think, at the City ground. This team has proved to be very formidable this season. Even if you look at the results recently, their 3 losses came away from the City ground, and they were able to get a point against Arsenal and definitely have a drubbing over Brighton. When you look at Manchester City, I think right now the injuries are looking a bit better. I do feel like the addition of my boy in midfield they got from Porto there, Nico Gonzalez, sorry. I think he has definitely helped to just kind of free up some of the more attacking players in that midfield, the likes of Kovacic. I think De Bruyne has looked better since he's been there. Bernardo Silva, getting more into creative positions on the pitch. I think that the balance in the team is just a bit better, and they're getting some more fit players around the back, and it's definitely working out for them right now. I think they're on some decent form, but I just feel like when you're talking about what Nottingham Forest will be bringing in this game, Arsenal did a good job, I thought, limiting them last week when it came on to the transition breaks that they really tend to have in games against teams. I thought they limited those opportunities pretty well. If Manchester City can do something similar, which we know they can because they like to, monopolize that football, it's possible. But at the same time, that Manchester City definitely takes more risk in possession as well in terms of territory, and the amount of players that they end up leaving back to cover might not be sufficient when Nottingham Forest makes those breaks on them. So I think it's going to be a dangerous game for Manchester City in terms of the fact that teams that hurt them or that you see hurt them are teams that really take advantage of the transition and the counter. And I think this season, arguably, Forest has been the best in the league at doing that. So I just feel like this matchup is tailor-made for Forest to punish them. And they have proven at the City ground to be able to do that to teams no matter who they are. And like I said, this recent game against Arsenal, if City can look at how Arsenal did. Yo, 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 yo. All right, people, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what just happened, but we're back. All right, so I see people dropping their scores. I'm gonna drop mine. I'm gonna go for a Forest win, people. A Forest win. I'm gonna say 2-1. Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Big result for them. I'm gonna give it to them, people. I think they're gonna do it. CK says 2-1 to City. Yeah, I do believe that the score will be 2-1, but I have opted to go for Forest. Float agrees. Float said 2-1. And anybody that's new to the channel, every time we discuss the games, we definitely do drop our score predictions as well. 7 clean sheets, bro. It's crazy. Usually I have 7 clean sheets in the first 10 games. Red Skull said 2-1 City. From where they are Red Skull, I picked the game them right, Big up Pristine. Adding Pristine, ever clean. The building. Blessings. Seeing that we have one at Spurs, it would make sense to predict a loss this match. However, I say 3-1 City. I say believe. Man, you have to believe. Doku in Aena. Yeah, that's gonna be a good matchup. Whoever actually play on that side. So the goal, disallowed goal. I called several shows today to try to explain why I think it was the right call. It don't make it any easier to see it again, though. The big celebration will never even count. Where's the match? The match is at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest place. Okay, injured. Yeah, I'm out 11 weeks, bro. Surgery again. Man City 2-1, say Pristine. All right. So the viewers going more with Man City, most of them. Yo, chilly. But I dead if that go on. Because maybe my like ball retention. Cause I don't want to counter, but nah, the man can't do that, man. You have to trust that you have Nico now in midfield and you can play your game and let some attacking players play and thing. Kusan have one player of the month in February. Wow. After that first game when that madness reached him, that's a good I'm sure good character there. Cause I was definitely looking bleak at one point. All right, so let's go back to the fixtures. So 10 o'clock games now. We have Brighton and Fulham first. This one is going to be at the Amex Stadium. Brighton will be hosting Fulham. This one, two teams that are on pretty decent form. What's amazing about this fixture, Brighton has never gotten a win against Fulham in the Premier League. They've played 9 times, drawn 4, and Fulham has 5 wins. Most recently, this season in December, Fulham got the best of them 3-1 at Craven Cottage. This one obviously will be taking place in the Amex, but this is the form guide. 3 wins on the bounce for Brighton, but 3 wins in the last 5 for Fulham. So both teams, 3 wins and 2 losses in these last 5. And really that one result that just stands out crazy for Brighton in the last 5 is that 7-0 at the City Ground. Other than that, they've been really stingy in defense, giving up no more than 1 goal in the other 4 games. And also, just looking a lot more threatening in attack the last few games. Even in that Bournemouth game, they definitely could have scored more than 2 goals that they did end up scoring. Fulham, they had a 2-1 win over Wolves away last week. Good win for them. They lost 2-0 at home to Palace. They beat Nottingham Forest at home 2-1. beat Newcastle away 2-1 and lost at home to Man United. So, weird form lately for Fulham. It seems like the tougher fixtures, they turn up better. And away from home, they turn up better. So who knows? Tomorrow they'll be traveling to the Amex. And like I said, they have history on their side in the Premier League. Brighton, for whatever reason, has never beaten Fulham in the Premier League. So does that factor into your prediction? Another game where the teams are really close to each other in the table, only separated by one draw. So they're right there. Obviously, whoever wins this game, if there is a winner, will jump over the other team in the standings of the Premier League. Average goals scored, Brighton at 1.63, Fulham at 1.48. Average goals conceded, Fulham a little stingy at 1.33 to Brighton's 1.44, but Brighton have 7 clean sheets to only 4. To only 4. So chances created 2.04 for Brighton, 1.93 for Fulham. Biggest wins of the season, 4-0 over Southampton for Brighton, 3-1 over Newcastle for Fulham, 7-0 the defeat to Nottingham Forest, and a 4-1 defeat at the hands of Wolves. And that took place at home. Jeez, Fulham at home. Something is wrong with you guys, man. Yeah, so Jimenez leading the goal scoring, 9 goals, 7 for Iwobi, 7 for Pedro. Anthony Robinson out there with 10 assists, having a brilliant season for Fulham, also leading both teams in tackles as well. So this fixture, like I said, similar to the Forest and City game, very important in terms of league standing as they're so close together in the table. So it's going to be interesting to see who can get a result. I am going to go with the numbers, people, the statistics. Since they have never done it before, I am going to say that Brighton don't get beaten at home, but this match draw. So I'm going to say 2-2. Desmond 2-2 is what I'm going with for this one, people. Let's see what the people are going to say in the comment section. Good evening. Wagwan. Owen. Bless up yourself. Hold on, let me refresh this card. I don't know how I'm going for this. Let me see what I want, people. I watched some MLS Next Pro a while ago. You can Seymour Reed score some goal for New York City FC. Man score a brace, send it to penalties. So I want to say, people, what I say about that one, yeah? CK said 3-2 to Brighton. I play well right now, you know. Christine going with the 2-1 to Fulham. At them type of game, yeah, Fulham pull out result, you know, man. When them up against it, you know. Honestly. Chile said 2-1 Fulham as well. Yeah, Brighton never beaten them in the Premier League. That's a mad stat. True. There is always a first time. People never do something till them do it, right? So eventually it have to go on. Fulham 2-1. Right, I got that one from Pristine. Actually, I agree with the 2-1. And Red Skull as well. So everybody liking the 2-1 Fulham, it look like. Yeah, man, there's always a first time. That is true. Can't go around that fact. All right, Crystal Palace and Ipswich, people. Crystal Palace and Ipswich. So You know that they're going to be without their talisman, Mateta, who has been on fire. Eddie Nketiah did score for them in his last time out off the bench in that same FA Cup game. They have played 5 times in the Prem, and Ipswich has yet to get a result against them, other than a draw, I should say. But Palace has 4 wins. They played earlier this year, but before that, they hadn't played since 1995. So, don't know how much you can read into that. But they beat Ipswich in a tough place at Portman Road 1-0 earlier in the season. And this was a time when Crystal Palace wasn't quite firing like they are now. Form guide lately, as you can see, 3 wins, 2 losses. Losses coming at home for Crystal Palace. So, something to look at. 2-1 to Everton and 2-1 to Brentford. Away from home, they have beaten Man United, Fulham, and last week they had a big win against Aston Villa 4-1. Ipswich really struggling, and that's what they call relegation form. 1 point from a possible 15, and their result that they got was a 1-1 away to Villa. Very good result, but that's the only result they had gotten in their last 5, playing Liverpool, Southampton, Aston Villa, Spurs, and Man United. This week they travel to Crystal Palace, where it should be a difficult test for them at Selhurst Park. This is the season stats so far. Ipswich in the relegation zone, but closest to safety by position, 18th. Crystal Palace in 12th. Look at the disparity: 6 more wins for Palace, 1 more drawn game, and 7 less losses. Goals per match, 1.3 for Palace, 0.96 for Ipswich, so barely at a goal per game. 1.22 goals conceded, and look at that, 2.11, one of the higher in the division this season. 8 clean sheets for Palace, only 2 for Ipswich. Chance created per match, just over 2.15, and 1.3 for Ipswich. Biggest win, 4-1. Biggest defeat, 5-1 to Arsenal. Worst defeat for Ipswich, that's 6-0 that they picked up at Portman Road, and also the biggest win being a 2-0 over Chelsea. So they will be without Mateta. So their highest scoring player going into this game is Sarr with 6. Liam Delap having a good season in a relegation team with 10 goals. Eze, 6 assists. Still feel like he should be doing way more as far as output this year, but hasn't quite kicked on like I would have liked him to. Tyreek Mitchell 4 and Munoz 4 assists. So the wing backs getting involved in the attack. Munoz leading the team with 91 tackles. That's a lot. Really relishing his role in this 3-back system that Glasner plays. So that is the build-up and team news overall for them. Ipswich and Crystal Palace. I don't think I'm going to go for anything other than what my brain tells me here, and that tells me that Crystal Palace will get this result, and I'm going to say it's comfortable. I'm going to say 2-0 to Crystal Palace. I think they keep the clean sheet as well. So 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Just getting the inevitable right now. Up, full RR. Wagwan. CK said 2-0 to Palace as well. 3-1 Palace, pristine. When I say late, yeah, man. You want to now see the screen? Why? Jano. Well, hopefully, I read the info. Oh, that coach. Blessings in a coach. Keep on putting in the work, developing the youths. Ipswich 1-0. All right. So, coach, give me the Ipswich score. Palace 2-0. So, coach, you miss Nottingham Forest, Man City, Brighton, and Fulham. So, drop them the same time. Yeah, man. I respect for tuning in. All right. Float will drop Fimo in the comments later. 2-1 City, say coach. All right. 3-1 Palace, Red Skull. So, everybody going for a Palace win. Wait, no. Coach, I go for Ipswich. 2-1 Brighton, say float. And 2-1 Brighton, say coach. Look like a me one go for draw. You want a game not go draw people. Remember me telling them. 3-1 Palace. Alright, respect. Alright, next. Let me see if I can actually get it on the screen this time. Alright, yeah, he did it. Alright, next fixture. Liverpool versus Southampton from Anfield. It should be a good one. So in the Premier League, this has been a fixture played a lot, 49 times. 27 wins for Liverpool, 11 for Southampton, and 11 draws. In the previous meeting, Southampton did get a 3-2 result going against them, but I thought this was one of their better performances. Southampton, they actually played decent in this game. I think this was the game where they missed a penalty. If I'm not mistaken, Archer took a penalty but never scored. I'm sure something like that did go on. But yeah, this game they actually played good. I mean, they were up 2-1, and then Salah did Salah things, scoring 2 goals in the second half to give Liverpool a 3-2 result. But this was one of the better games they played in the season so far. Don't think that will mean much in this fixture. I think Liverpool definitely will have one eye towards the midweek fixture against PSG, but they're professional. They will handle the situation. I think Liverpool is going to get this result. I think maybe some of the chop and changing that might happen due to the coach wanting to maybe freshen up the team a bit might cause them not to keep the clean sheet, but the form Alisson is in, I wouldn't put it past him not to allow a goal in this game either. So I'm going to say Liverpool wins this one. Tight game though. I'm going to say 2-0 in the end. They get the 2 goals. Keep out Southampton. So 2-0 to Liverpool. I wish it wasn't going to be like that, but yeah, they're gonna win. Coach said 4-0, so a drubbing. RR said 4-1. I'm assuming that's Liverpool game. 3-0 said CK. Fresh leg Southampton. Them could have fresh subtle. Actually said 3-1 to Liverpool. Pristine said 3-0. And Float said 3-0 as well. 3-0 popular. Come Skull, send on the draw for Liverpool now. Where I say rest Alisson. Yeah, Keller can get a run out. He has proven himself to be decent. But when I keep on form like that, you don't really want him not play. I know, people, I'm telling you. I know say Scholar forward with the draw, every week. The man pick Liverpool for draw, man. No matter who them a play. I hope you're right, Scholar. From where there, you pick some good pick. So, maybe you get it the time, hopefully. So, this is the form, people, just to show you. I mean, I know a pick already, but last 5, Liverpool unbeaten. 2 draws, 3 wins. So, 11 points from 15, not bad. And then 1 win of their last 5, beating another relegation team currently, Ipswich 2-1 at Portman Road. But losses to Chelsea, Brighton, Bournemouth, and Newcastle. Couple of those not scoring a goal either. This is the difference in the stats, really remarkable. 2.3 goals to 0.7 for Southampton. I think that's the lowest in the league. They have 18 more wins, 4 more draws, and 21 less losses. Goals conceded per match, a whopping 2.4 for Southampton to only 0.93 for Liverpool. 12 clean sheets on the season to 2. Chances created almost 3 a game to 1.26 for Southampton. Worst defeat of the season at 1-0, and their only defeat of the season. 25 goals now. Mo Salah has a nice healthy lead in the Golden Boot race. Diaz and Gakpo. So the top three scorers from both teams in this game, all from Liverpool, top three assists, the same thing. And they even have the top two tacklers, even though I'm sure Southampton have the ball way less. So Liverpool leading in everything, and I'm going to win this game. I'm going for a 2-0, kind of a second gear type performance. Brentford and Aston Villa people from the GTech Community Stadium. This should be a nice one. We've seen the reggae boy Ethan Pinnock has been back playing again. Love to see it. But this is the head-to-head stats between the two teams in the Premier League. They've only played 7 times. Villa has 3 wins, Brentford 1, and there have been 3 draws. In the first meeting at Villa Park, it was a 3-1 win for Aston Villa over Brentford. They would like much of the same in this fixture, but this is the form guide for both teams. Brentford in their last 5, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Aston Villa only 1 win in their last 5, so definitely one of their worst stretches this season. 2 draws and 2 losses. Just recovering last week in the, or was it a week and a half now? Crystal Palace with a 4-1 victory over them at Selhurst Park. Brentford got the draw with Everton. They beat Leicester and West Ham. They lost at home to Spurs, and they went away to Selhurst Park and got the result over Crystal Palace 2-1. So on form, Brentford definitely much better form in the league. Aston Villa now really close to Brentford, 10th and 11th. They both have the same number of wins, but Aston Villa has been able to evade those losses and have 4 more draws on the season. So that really makes the points difference right there. Average goals scored per match. If you look at that, Brentford actually averages more goals scored per match at 1.78 to 1.43 for Villa. And goals conceded, they're slightly better at 1.59 to 1.61. 5 clean sheets for Brentford, 3 for Aston Villa. Chances created, Aston Villa do have the edge there, 2.25, but Brentford not far behind with a 2.15. Mbuma, leading scorer out of all these teams. Wissa, second leading. And Watkins, only 12 goals compared to his more prolific season last year. Assists, Damsgaard, every week I say it, probably one of the most underrated players this year in the Premier League. Very, very good, very creative, good vision. Just has a good eye for a pass. Ali Watkins, 6 assists, Dina with 4. And you see the tackles list right there. Tielemans having a good season as well. So for me, this one is all about form. Aston Villa do have aspirations and a big fixture in midweek to look forward to. I don't think that's going to help their cause so much in terms of this game. But who knows? I mean, Aston Villa and Emery them have a way, when you kind of want to write them off, that's when them do something. With that 4-1 loss that they picked up last week, I would think that they would love to bounce back in this fixture. I'm going to say that this one is a good game, though. Very entertaining game. And I'm going to give the slight edge to Brentford, actually. I'm going to say this one ends 3-2 to Brentford. I think that little extra boost I'm going to get from the stadium and not having as much running in their legs is going to put them over the top in this one. I know Villa dealing with their injuries, so they'll have to be playing a lot of the same players. Wolves and Everton is the next fixture. We get a later fixture this week, a later kickoff. This is really night time in England, like 9 o'clock? No, at 3. It should be about 9 o'clock, or maybe it should be 5 hours. So 5 hours would be 8. So I'm not sure, but it's either 8 or 9 o'clock in England. This is 3 o'clock in the East Coast in the US, and in Jamaica as well. But this is the stats between these two teams. They've played 21 times, pretty even. 8 wins for Villa. Wolves. 7 wins for Everton. 6 draws. Did I even check the scores of everybody for this? No. All right, 2-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa. So RR. But I'm not get no other game besides Liverpool, Southampton, and Villa. Ethan back 2-1 Brentford. Villa can't handle to play every game 3 days. Yeah, man, Ethan is back, man. Yeah, man, I go with them for win too. Actually, say 1-1. It feel dry too, but I say I pick a result that one, yeah. Pristine said 2-1 Villa. And CK said 1-0 Villa. If Villa keep a clean sheet, my shock. I swear. 4-0, them give them a good listen. Damn. Think of that game I sack my boy. Pretty sure that game I sack pretty sure this game sack Sean Dyche. Or not Sean Dyche. Whoever was managing them. Big T brother. Gary O'Neill. Pretty sure that was the one. All right, so this is the head-to-head stats. The form guide. So Everton, after a blistering start to life or second life for David Moyes at Everton, they have been getting the draws lately. Can't really convert them into wins, but they are unbeaten in their last 5, 3 draws and 2 wins, whereas Wolves have 2 wins and 3 losses. So getting the points different way, getting 3 points, not really drawing games. But they have been in all of these games. The 1-0 loss to Arsenal could have gone a different way. Aston Villa 2-0 win. 2-1 to Liverpool. I thought Wolves played really good in that game. Bournemouth 1-0 away win. That was a big win for them. Bournemouth had the red card, of course, but they still had to get the result. And then a 2-1 loss at home to Fulham was a tough one, but they played decent in that game too. So Wolves right now, currently in 17th, one of the best places to be in the league in terms of, as long as you're not too close to 18th. Everton, after some good form, kind of stuck right there now in 16th place. They have 1 more win than Wolves, but 7 more drawn games. And Wolves definitely 17 losses, a lot more. Goals scored per match, you see Wolves leading that one, 1.37 to 1.11. But definitely the better defensive stats goes to Everton, 1.26 with 9 clean sheets, 2.07 conceded per match for Wolves with only 5 clean sheets. Chance created per match pretty even, 1.59 to Wolves, 1.56 to Everton. Cunha, as you know, suspended, had a head loss in that FA Cup game. And he's out now because the FA Cup suspension does translate to all other English, any other fixture that's in the England leagues. So FA Cup would translate over to League Cup, to our Carabao Cup, and also to the Premier League. So that ban covers everything. So he's out. Strand Larson did just return from injury. Better new lease on life under this manager, up to 6 goals now in the season. So we'll see how Wolves handle the loss of Mateus Cunha. It's going to be tough. He's definitely a big part of what they do. And I think for that reason, I'm going to go for Everton to get this result. Everton, though, will have to be traveling this time to the Molineux. Does that count for something? I think it's more crucial that Cunha is not playing than anything. So I'm going to say Wolves get something out of the game, and I think it's going to be a drawn game. So I'm going to say a 1-1 game between Everton and Wolves. Cunha was playing, I would say, they got it. All right, so RR said 2-2 with Forest and City. Ipswich 2-1 over Palace. RR said Everton 3-3. Whoa. CK said 2-1 Everton. Floats a 3-2 to Villa and 2-0 to Everton. Got that one. Everton 3-1. And Pristine said Wolves 2-1. Coach Edwards soon drop Theme 1. And Red Skull soon drop Theme 1. Alright, so let's move. Yo, people, I don't know why I'm keep on and do that, you know. Fulham 2-0. Alright, so RR, I have everything. I have everything now, RR, so far. Just Coach Edwards and Red Skull, Wolves, Everton. That's all missing off the big board. Alright, so let's get the next game up. So that's all the fixtures for tomorrow, people. We get a total of what, 6 fixtures for Saturday. I like how them have only 4 at 10. Then you get 1, 12, 30, 1 at 3. So you get football right throughout the day. Somebody like me will love it. Even though, if we look what La Liga games playing at 3 o'clock in a car. La Liga race a move away. I get very exciting over there too. Alright, so Wolves and Everton Saturday at 3 o'clock. Now we're moving to Sunday, people. There's going to be 3 fixtures on Sunday. Because we do have a Monday match this week. So 3 fixtures Sunday at Stamford Bridge at 10 o'clock. We're going to have Chelsea taking on Leicester. So this fixture right here, 35 times played. Chelsea has dominated with 19 wins. Only 6 wins to Leicester with 10 draws. Chelsea won the first fixture at the King Power in November 2-1. But very different attacking lineup that day. Nico Jackson was healthy. Leicester really struggling. 4 losses on the bounce. Rude is not really figuring out what's going on in terms of this league right now. You know, some bad results in there as well. 2 4-0s, 2 2-0s. So they've gotten 4 games on the bounce without scoring in the Premier League. That is approaching record status, I would think. Chelsea, on the other hand, you know, doing better than Leicester, but just by 1 win. They have 3 losses in their last 5 to Leicester's 4. So neither team really, you know, turning up with their best of late. But at least Chelsea can say, last time we played in this league, we dropped a 4-0 against Southampton. So big discrepancy in the places as well. 5th place for Chelsea, 19th for Leicester. Chelsea 13 wins, only 4 for Leicester, 7 draws to 5 for Leicester, 7 losses for Chelsea, 18 for Leicester. Full 1 goal more scored per match by Chelsea, 1.93 to 0.93. Average goals conceded, 1.33 to Chelsea, 2.26 to Leicester. Clean sheets, 5 for Chelsea, only 1 out of all their games this year for Leicester. And then you have chances created, 2.67 for Chelsea, 1.41 for Leicester City. Cole Palmer really gone quiet of late. It's been quite a few games since he's registered a goal or an assist. Nico Jackson still in second on Chelsea after missing a lot of time, still 9 and 5. And Madueke, their 3rd leading goal scorer, is also out injured right now. So Chelsea, definitely, you know, they have a game Thursday coming up for the second leg. They only have a 2-1 advantage at the moment. So they can't really afford to look right past Leicester, but I think, you know, they should be able to rotate nicely and still get the job done. I don't think that this Leicester team is showing me any reason to think that they'll get out of this rut right now. But Chelsea do have a tendency of, you know, maybe keeping inferior teams in the game based on not finishing the chances. But I think all of that being said, Leicester still will not be able to score. So I'm going to say it's a 2-0 win to Chelsea. Another clean sheet for Chelsea. CK going for a 2-goal margin, but a 4-2 game for Chelsea. Pristine says 3-1. Hot Chili agrees and says 2-0. Cole Palmer needs some vibes rum. I think the vibes rum mash him up. Chelsea 1-0, says RR. And them say ever since Cartel, I'm all a reasoning the man can't score, brother. Man of the match, dog. I feel hands on. Yeah, but this one, I'm gonna say Chelsea takes it. Leicester just terrible. All right, this one is a tough one to call. Spurs and Bournemouth, mainly because Spurs is capable, but what Spurs going to turn up? So they're at home this fixture. In the Premier League, 15 games played, 10 wins for Spurs. So they have done really well against Bournemouth in the Premier League history. 3 wins for Bournemouth and only 2 draws out of the 15. So draw not very likely when these two teams play. Bournemouth had a 1-0 victory at the Vitality in December. And this is the form guide. Spurs, 3 wins. And their most recent game, a 1-0 defeat to Man City at home. Bournemouth, only 2 wins in their last 5. Bit of a wobble for them in the league compared to what they've been up to before that. Wins over Southampton and Forest, losses to Liverpool, Wolves, and Brighton. So teams at both ends of the spectrum with wins against them, and then losses to the first team, the 17th, and Brighton, closer to the mid-table area right now. Spurs in 13th position to Bournemouth in 7th. If before the season you told me one of these teams was 7th and one is 13th going into match week 28, I probably would have said Spurs was in 7th, but that's not the case. Bournemouth have 2 more wins, 4 more draws. So what's that? 6 and 4. So that's a 10-point gap between the two teams. Average goals scored per match. Spurs with 1.96, Bournemouth 1.67. Bournemouth with the better defense, 1.19 to 1.44. Both teams have 6 clean sheets. Chances created per match, Spurs edging that one 2.22 to 2.07. Clivert now leads both teams with goals with 12. Brennan Johnson and James Maddison with 9. Son Heung-min has the most assists with 9. Clivert and Maddison both on 5. So that's the stats breakdown, the historical breakdown, the form guide. Based on all that info, what you know of the two teams and everything, give me your score prediction for Spurs hosting Bournemouth, 10 o'clock. It's a Cole Palmer cool right now. True, man. CK said 2-2 between Spurs and Bournemouth. Not a bad scoreline for that game. Spurs lost to City at home. There's no way I can predict them to win. No. Cherries 2-1. So before any more scores come in, I'm going to make a prediction on this one. I'm going to say the Cherries, the fresher team, and the Cherries will use that against Spurs. 2-1. 2-1 to the Cherries. Agree with you, Hot Chili. Me agrees, Chili. Yo, if I do that one more time, I'll fire myself. All right, so remember to share this again. I'm about for the start chat. All right, so Spurs and Bournemouth. So last game of Sunday, people, and it's one that used to be one of the banner games in the Premier League history. Don't say it has quite the level of what it once was for various reasons, but this is the statistical history of Arsenal and Man U in the Premier League. 65 played, 26 wins for Man U, 21 for Arsenal with 18 draws. Most recently, Arsenal have had their number 2-0 at the Emirates in December. Last May 1-0 over them in Old Trafford. Last September or September 2023, 3-1 for Arsenal, 3-2 for Arsenal in January that year, and September 2022, that would have been the last time that Man U has defeated Arsenal in the Premier League, 3-1 win at Old Trafford in September of 2022. So that's the history of the game. The form guide looks like this: 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses for Man United, 3 wins, and then a loss to West Ham and a draw to Nottingham Forest. In essence, I think these last 2 results would have just pretty much given the trophy to Liverpool for this EPL season. Manchester United struggling, man. 14th position. Who would have thought it? Second position for Arsenal. 15 wins, 9 wins for Man United, 9 draws for Arsenal, 6 draws for Man United. Currently, they have 12 losses, so 3 more losses than wins on the season for Manchester United. That is crazy. Arsenal have lost 3 times this Premier League season so far. Average goals scored per match 1.89 for Arsenal, 1.22 for Man United. Arsenal very stingy with 0.85 goals scored per match, or goals conceded per match, 1.44 for Man United. 10 clean sheets for Arsenal to 7 for Man United. Chance created per match 2.7 for Arsenal, 1.89 for Manchester United. Havertz, Saka, all the top goal scorers and assisters out right now. Saka is closer to return. Havertz should be gone for the season though. Bruno with 6 goals. Ahmad not gonna feature with 6 goals. And same Bruno with 7 assists. Ahmad with 6 assists. So that's pretty much the stats going into this game. Arsenal coming off the 7-1 victory. Don't think that, people are saying, well, he can just play the kids during the week. I don't even know if we have enough people to really make full rotations like that, but I don't expect this lineup tomorrow to have anything with an eye to that PSV game. I think we put in the work that we needed to in the first leg. So I think he can feel comfortable playing the players he wants to play. And if he doesn't want to take them off, he doesn't have to, because he can definitely play a change squad in the second leg fixture. I don't see any version of our team getting, 6-love from PSV at the Emirates. So hopefully he keeps that in mind, doesn't worry too much about the fixture in the midweek, and just try to put out his best foot. Now, the thing about United that always bothers me is no matter how they're really playing, it just seems as if when they play the better teams, or a team that they have a rivalry with, like Arsenal, for example, will probably get the best version of Man U in this game. Now, is the best version of this current Man U enough to beat Arsenal? I don't know. I don't really think so, to be honest. But what I do know is that Arsenal looked really good in their last game in terms of just creation, movement, passing. If we really have that type of synergy and synchronization, I don't see how this Man U team going to keep us out with, the way their defense really plays at the moment. If we get bogged down into a slow, methodical type of pace, then maybe that the strategy that they used at the Emirates can work again. But I think as long as we move the ball quickly, move the players quickly around, I think we'll be able to open up this Man United team pretty frequently in this game. So, with all that being said, the voodoo that does come with playing at Old Trafford, the leaking place right now, my heart is saying a win. My brain is saying a win, but a piece of my brain is saying it's United at Old Trafford. So be humble, eh? Should I go for the draw? Nah, I ain't going for no draw. Arsenal with a defensive masterclass. 2-0. 2-0 to the Gunners. Man, now stop pick that scoreline there. 2-0. I'm 2-0. 2-0. Bless up, gigs. What go on, bro? There, Bournemouth 3-2, say pristine. Arsenal 2-1, say pristine. All right. Got it? My wish is a 9-0. But no, United at Anthony Taylor is going to be a stinky game. 3-1 Arsenal. Well, I missed the rest of Skull pick them from before. Yeah. No. Red Skull not say nothing from Everton. Alright, I'm not miss nothing. Pointless game to be honest. Wait, never mind. Might be important. Yeah, no. They count. They count for the top 4. So yeah, because a team gonna get closer to us. Because I feel like there's gonna be a result, like a 3-point result in the Forest City game, whether it's Forest winning or City winning. So somebody gonna get closer to us if we don't get 3 points. 3-1 Blues afloat. Tricky one this. Form shouldn't be considered when playing against teams like Tottenham and Man United. Facts. Far too much at stake. Let's hope we get the win. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I'm just gonna go for the consistency I've seen in our defense lately. Not only are we conceding not that many goals, I just feel like even the chances that we're giving up are much more limited. I do think that the healthiness of the back line, being able to rotate a bit more, is really keeping them more fresh. The two center backs are like rocks, so they're gonna do what they do. But I think it's noticeable when Timber, Calafiori, Ben White back now. Having all that rotation available, the players look fresher in those, especially in the left and right back role. And I think we're getting a lot out of those positions right now. 2-0 to Everton, says Red Skull. All right, I got that one. I think I got the 2-0 Bournemouth as well, did I? No, I didn't. So 2-0 Bournemouth, got it. Manu seems to not make the game easy for the top 5 teams. Facts. One thing with United, they most time play good against. I'm sure you're probably going to finish that by saying play better against the better teams. Talawa, giving our blessings to the chat. One thing with United, they'll make the game competitive, unlike Spurs. True. Yeah, I don't love this game. I don't love this game, honestly. I just United. There's something about United at Old Trafford against Arsenal. Like they just they seem to play better. The crowd more up for it. Just everything. But it's very toxic there right now. So if Arsenal can score early in the game, then they could turn on them. You never know. The fan base very fickle right now at United. But yeah, should be an interesting one. Yeah, man. United fans are tired. See there? See my tell you there? It's facts though. They're tired. They're tired of losing. 12 losses right now in the Premier League. Even 12 losses period when the season done. It's a lot of losses for a Man United team. All right, so this one is going to be 4 o'clock on Monday. I think the time in the US goes ahead on Sunday. I think. Yes, or maybe. Yeah, it's Sunday. I think it's Sunday. These games would usually be 9 and 11:30, but it's 10 and 12:30. So I think Sunday AM time go forward. So go back to daylight savings. Yeah. All right. So this is the head-to-head stats between these two teams. I've very, very much played. This fixture has played a lot in the history of the Premier League. 53 times, 24 wins for Newcastle, 15 for West Ham, and 14 draws. Most recently, St. James's Park, a big result for West Ham, winning 2-0. Probably one of their better days of the season, I would say. 2-0 win at St. James Park, not bad at all. This is the form guide, West Ham. I don't know if this might be the first time this season they've had back-to-back wins. Big scalp over Arsenal away from home, and then last week, holding serve at home against Leicester 2-0. So back-to-back clean sheets for them, something else they haven't done a lot this season, as you'll see when I go through the stats for the year. Newcastle, only 2 wins from their previous 5. So on form, West Ham actually has 1 more point than them in their last 5 games. Season so far, West Ham in 15th now. Newcastle in 6th. 13 wins for Newcastle, 9 for West Ham. West Ham with 6 draws to Newcastle's 5. West Ham has lost 12 games and Newcastle has lost 9 games. Average goals scored per match 1.7 for Newcastle, one of the highest scoring teams, 1.19 for West Ham. Average goals conceded, Newcastle at 1.41, West Ham at 1.74. 8 clean sheets for Newcastle, 6 for West Ham. Chances created per match 2.04 for Newcastle, 1.48 for West Ham. Alexander Isak with 19 goals. I think currently third in the Golden Boot race. Jacob Murphy having a breakout, or I guess, I don't know if he can break out. He's been around, but a resurgent season with 8 assists. Bruno G with 6 and Anthony Gordon with 5. I think Isak should be good to go, I think, for this one. So, yeah. Do you count more form? What do you count? I mean, they had a big win against Forest, but that second half was horrible for them, to be honest. That in that game against Liverpool, it was very comfortable for Liverpool. Wouldn't say Newcastle really threatened them enough in that game. Bad loss to City, lost to Fulham at home. Everybody beat Southampton, so nothing really to brag about there with a 3-1 win away from home. But West Ham, man, do you buy into this resurgence in the defense, or was it just playing two opponents that it was a good time to play them in Arsenal, still trying to figure out life without a false nine, and Leicester just haven't scored against anyone? Do you put more stock into the fact that West Ham just played two teams that happen to be struggling to even create chances at the moment? Or is it more down to, Potter just getting the best out of this team currently? Because even in the beginning, I don't think Potter was getting all the results he would have wanted, but you saw a much clearer way of playing. You saw a bit more fight from the players as well. So definitely, I think he's done a good job so far. But Newcastle knows a lot is at stake right now. They're in 6th. I'm sure they have designs on getting back into the Champions League like they were last season. So it's going to be a tough one, and it's tough to call based on the fact that West Ham definitely looking like a better outfit lately. And Newcastle has been so up and down in the league. So it's just a tough one to call. But I'm going to say this one actually ends in a draw as well. I'm going to say 1-1. West Ham doesn't lose. Newcastle doesn't lose. And the points are spoiled. 1-1. Or split, I should say. No, like how we said that, Arsenal probably with 4-0. I would love that. Yeah, man, it's always uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. 2-1 Cherries Red Skull. What you say about Chelsea Leicester Skull? Newcastle full of injury. That's true. Wow, a lot of things going on with them team right now. Let me see. Premier League. Name all the injury them. Come I get the draw. We need to change that, This could make the difference in the standings for the week, people. So I have to make sure. So where is it? Okay, here we go. West Ham, Newcastle. That's what I was looking for. Oh yeah, Garden lose him head too, so I'm out. But Isak Murphy, Joe Linton is back. No Lewis Hall. Big loss. Livramento probably play by the song. I stick with my 1-1 people. I'm not change it. First instinct. Chile agree 2-all. Well, not the score, but him agree with the result. Draw 2-all. CK said 2-1 to United over Arsenal. Shocking, CK. Both those attacks are awful. Yeah, that's true. Facts 2-1 Newcastle. CK said 2-1 West Ham. I was leaning towards a 2-1 West Ham, but stick with the draw. It should be better unless they play like they did versus City. You fool, how much Spurs fans you be in this guy. Him say it was almost Spurs, but Aguero tip it over to Man City. 2-1 Castle, say float. And give me a United Arsenal score they float. I don't think I missed it. No. Oh, see there, 2-1 Gunners. Good pick, float. Good pick. Castle 3-2. Gunners 3-0. I love that. 2-0 Blues, unfortunately, need them to lose. Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose this week, not to Leicester. Bobby Reed, just keep on get your minutes here, my boss. Get them legs working. Sad that you can't turn around your team's form, but very happy that you're getting some good minutes under your belt. All right, so pristine. I'm missing West Ham Newcastle. Coach Richard Edwards, you drop off from about halfway. So just drop them in the comment section tomorrow. Biggs G, I know you're going to drop yours. Moss, Duke did check in earlier, so I'm sure him will drop in him comment. Probably tired and gone in bed. Yeah, as I say, only pristine, just pristine alone. I get pristine final score. Oh, yes, I did. West Ham 2-1. Never mind pristine. Me see it. West Ham 2-1. So I got all the scores pristine. Got you locked in. RR just missing one game. Spurs and Bournemouth. Spurs and Bournemouth RR. And then everybody where did I drop the scores? I have everything. Clive to the next hat trick. Jeez. Thank you so much, Talawa, and thanks for tuning in and taking in the show. We do this every week. Anytime there's a match week, so sometimes it happens in the midweek, and what we tend to do is just do a full preview the night before the first game, and then I will return for the review show on Monday night once all 10 games have happened, and we do the same thing. We go through the games, talk about the incidents, talk about the players who played well, what it means for each team. We laugh at the fan bases that need laughing at, and we praise the ones that need praising, and yeah, let's have a good time with our Jason Gooner TV family. So that is kind of how we do it, to just give the EPL. It's my favorite league, my favorite team plays in it, and I pretty much watch most of these games in full by the time the weekend is over. So I'm going to talk about the games anyway amongst my peer groups and friends. I just figure why not turn on a camera and talk about it in my studio at the crib. So that is why we do it, people, for the love. Obviously, we do want likes as well, so please do smash the like button like you always do, people. You guys do a good job with that all the time for me, so I'm not complaining at all. RR, as I say, I'm missing one score from you. Are you telling me that Clivert 3 and Spurs 0? Is that what you're telling me? Let me know. I don't want to write 3-0 and then you lose and you cuss and say, no, that's not what I was saying. So RR, give me a full score for Spurs and Bournemouth. And then we're pretty much locked in for all the scores. Like I said, I know others will be dropping theirs via YouTube comment, or sometimes people just send me an Instagram message, Discord message. However, you stay in touch with Jason Gooner TV family, just drop your scores there. And all right, so RR say yes, sir. So him say Clivert hat trick, and that's all the scoring in the game. So 3-0 to Bournemouth. What a result there. If Ange don't get the sack after that, well, then probably give him the second leg in the AZ Alkmaar game still. But if him lose that, ooh, rough. Anyway, people, look, it's an hour and 30 minutes on the clock. We're not gonna quite stretch out the show anymore. Typically around this time, I would talk about the FPL, but like how I did so poorly last week in the fantasy game, I'm going to keep that, leave that alone right now because, yeah, I'd rather show you guys how the fantasy draft team is looking. Obviously, I never show you guys the fantasy team before the games though, or before the week though, because obviously people can just look at it and just do what I do, which I don't want to happen. But in this, everybody have their own team, so this is the team I'm picking for one of my teams. Currently I am in first place in this league, so just want to keep it together till the end. I have Henderson and Mitchell looking to double up in terms of playing Ipswich at home. Hopefully they can keep the clean sheet. That will be a nice, good amount of points there. I'm starting Gabriel against Man U, not so much for the clean sheet points, even though I think it's possible, and I did pick up a clean sheet win for Arsenal. More so because I know that Man U have big trouble in terms of defending the set pieces. And I think Gabriel is going to be a key candidate to get either an assist or a goal from a set piece. So I'm starting him. Konate, I'm playing against Southampton. A part of me worries that he goes for like Kwanzaa and benches Konate for this game or something like that. But I don't know. I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll want his defenders, his centre back partners to stay in that rhythm with each other. So if anything, maybe, if the game gets, tidied up early, I would worry that he could come off at halftime type of thing just to save his legs. But hopefully Southampton stay in the game long enough to where he plays at least the 60 minutes to get him the clean sheet, because I do feel like they should be able to keep a clean sheet in this game. Then moving into midfield, I'm going to start Neto, as he's been playing kind of false nine-ish lately. So he might be in that role. Got me some points last time, and they're playing Leicester. I have Minte in the team. He's been on fire of late. Him and Mitoma have been doing really well. The Brighton attack in general have been doing well. Then Waneri is the pickup I made this week. I think I dropped what did I do this week? I think I dropped Foden. Who did I drop? I dropped Waneri last week. Okay, no, I dropped Iwobi. I dropped Iwobi this week, yeah. I picked up Semedo, who's going to play Everton, but I'm not starting him. He'll be on the bench. Salah obviously has to start, and Semenyo playing away to Spurs. I think he'll do something as well, so I'm starting him. Moniz, I'm starting. He kind of wrestled back that starting role from Raul Jimenez, so he started last week. I had him on my bench. He got 9 points, but I'm going to start him this week. I think the coach has really given him his chance to get the starts now. And then Evan Nielsen, recently back from injury, came on in the last game, started in the FA Cup game and got a goal. I think he'll start tomorrow in this game up front for Bournemouth. So that's what I'm going with, people. Let me know what you think about that starting lineup. Should I start Semedo over someone, or should I stick with what I have there? Let me know in the comment section if you guys have a thought on that. Then in my other league, also in first place, I have a nice healthy lead. So took a few liberties this week with some of the moves that I made. I brought in one area in this league. This is the one where I dropped Foden, which I could regret down the road, but I did it anyway. Solanke, I thought would be back rearing to go, but we found out that he has a knock. I'm gonna still start him though, because I feel like if Tottenham get anything done and he's playing, he'll probably have a hand in it, whether it's an assist or the goal. I have Evan Nielsen in this league as well. On the back line, I'm starting Semedo, Mitchell, and Konate. Raya in goal. I could go with Ariola against Newcastle, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Raya away from home, even though it's away from home. I'm gonna go with him. And then we have Rogers, Minte as well, Salah as well, Semenyo as well. So quite a bit of overlap in the team. 4 players in my other team in this team too, and I don't have Rogers in the other one. But yeah, that's my team. Cunha, of course, I'm without for till let's say April 5th. So 1, 2. So he's gonna miss 3 Premier League games, and then he'll be back for April 5th away to Ipswich. So gonna be struggling to find the points, especially if Solanke is out and there's really no strikers out there in this league to get. I mean, I was looking this week to see if I could potentially do something, but Cameron Archer is the highest points getter that's out there. He's barely been playing lately. NDI, unknown return date. None of them people are not forward for no time soon. Jesus, Antonio, speedy recovery, my boss, but we know that's not happening now. And Ketia is an interesting one because him playing this one game against Ipswich, I know I'm going to start. So should I take a chance with him, I don't know. Me just go relax here, man. Keep my striker them I have. Solanke should be fine eventually. So him and Evan Nielsen should be enough. And then when Cunha forward now, we can decide which of them two them will probably start. So that's what I'm going to go with this week, people, in the fantasy draft game. As I say, we're in the fantasy league as well. I'm not going to show them a team. But what I will show you is the table for the I Am Sure Sports League. Big up I Am Sure with his fantasy league setup. Badaman Philip Clark gone leave everybody now. Big gap over me after a couple of big weeks. I mean, a 39-point loss last week. Rough. Not the best time for that right now. Even Biggs G gonna leave me. 20-point gap. He had a 1-point lead. Now it's 21. So I need a big week from me this week. So I'm going to keep my team in the dark until I reveal it on Monday when we see how we did. This is just the Premier League table as before we get out of here for the night. Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich Town still in the relegation zone. 5 points clear of them, Wolves, and then Everton really with a large gap now. They should be good and safe from this point. They have 11 more games. I think they're 15 points ahead. They should be good to go. West Ham, 15th position, 33 points. Man U, 33 points as well. And Tottenham, 33 points as well. So very popular number, but Tottenham with a plus 14 goal difference, which is like crazy to be all the way in 13th and have that high of a goal difference. Plenty teams above them have a worse goal difference, and you'll see that now. Crystal Palace, 36 points in 12th. Brentford, 38 points in 11th. Then there's a 4-point gap to 10th place, and them and Fulham are on 42, but Aston Villa -5 and Fulham +4 in the goal difference department. 8th and 7th on 43 points. That's Brighton and Bournemouth, but Bournemouth with a +13, Brighton with a +5. Newcastle in 6th position now after 3 losses in the last 5. They're on 44 points. Chelsea in 5th on 46 points. Then you have Manchester City in 4th now on 47 points. Nottingham Forest in 3rd on 48 points. Arsenal in 2nd on 54 points. And Liverpool out in front. Definitely played one extra game, but still 13-point gap over the Chasers. So that is pretty much it, people, for the show tonight. I want to say massive respect and big up to everybody that tuned in tonight during the program. We really do appreciate it, and we love bringing you this content on a Friday night, on a Thursday night, on a whichever night that it needs to be brought to you. All right, so Spurs not consistent. That is a fact. Spurs losing to the alphabet is mad. A to Z. Mateta clash with the goalkeeper. One if he going to affect Palace performance. Well, I think it will affect it in a way, but I think they have such a good system in place that if you plug in Nketiah, he's not going to give you everything that Mateta did, but they will create chances for him. Yeah, man. Respect Pristine. Thanks again for tuning in. See you on Monday night for the review show. I'm going to try, if I can, put out some content this weekend. It's been a while since I put out any Reggae Boys content. Of course, we have this week coming the Cavaliers' second leg, which will be in Jamaica this time. I will be doing the live watch along for that on Thursday again. Thanks to everybody that tuned in on Thursday for that one in the first leg, which was last night. So I'll be doing that this next week again. But definitely want to come up with some content. Read the Reggae Boys. It's coming up to the time when the team will be selected for the next window. The games against St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Gold Cup. What I guess you'd call it preliminary round. So want to do a form checkup, see what players are doing, which players, I think should definitely be called up this window. That should be an interesting show to do. So look out for more content on Jason Gooner TV. But again, my name is Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until next time, people, have a blessed one and good luck to all your teams this weekend. But special good luck to the Gunners. Come on, you Gooners.